Okay, so I've been meaning to make the Street Fighter video since yesterday, pretty much. But I'm gonna be going over some very useful things that I have noticed. I genuinely believe that this information in this video will not only help you, but progress you to higher MR, especially if you're in Master Rank higher up. And even if, you know, you're lower than Master, I think this will progress you up the ranks. Okay, so the first thing I kind of want to show off, I guess, is the idea of just doing normal A-tires like this and this. Um, I haven't actually covered this, but the reason this is beneficial, especially for Guile, is because if you're always going to charge standing still, um, of course I've seen some Guile players, they're able to hold down when the boom's like kind of going, like that. Which I didn't really know you could do, but I guess it makes sense because you're still holding down as the boom's getting shot out. But I guess what my point is, let's just say the opponent's like jumping at you. And I apologize if it seems like I have a bit of a cold. I just woke up and it's raining outside. Okay, so sometimes, they're gonna rush at you, and you barely have time to react to it, and they're just gonna get plus frames and mix you up with either a throw or just light jabs or a hit. So that's up for you to decide what they're gonna do. So I would say just kind of like back up and like stagger like your movement like this to kind of make them think about jumping if they should jump or not. But if they do jump, it's it's very important that you have these tools because you don't have to charge. And even if you want to, you could get some like Oki off of it. Some like small Oki, I think. But in my opinion, I mean, it's like very beneficial. Um, Especially the quarter. You want to go for this overhead. Or even with Gal, you could do like a backdoor or whatever. But basically, the idea of why this is so important, if I didn't already explain it, is because you don't want to be holding charge the whole time. You want to have some flexibility when you're playing with Guile, and so you want to have these other anti-air options that take one button to press. This is a really good anti-air button. It's just the circle button for me. Um, and it's such a good anti-air tool. Like so good. Um, and so if missing anti-airs is a big part of like you playing Guile and they're just jumping over you, you don't always have to charge flash kick, believe it or not. You could do this if they jump, or you could do this at the quarter. And I feel like this goes with any character that you feel like it's a shortcut to just press one button. And same for Ken, because I believe it's like down right for his like Shoryuken. And so, I don't know what anti-air options he has. Okay, that looks pretty good. I haven't even seen Ken's. This kind of takes you forward. Huh. That's weird. This takes you forward. That's very odd. I don't know how I feel about that. But, yeah. Okay, another thing I wanted to go over is the idea of not getting your opponent far away to conserve a drive meter. Now, I've seen professionals do this. I'm like, why are they doing that? A very common mistake I always make is that I like get a knockdown and I like instantaneously like rush at them pretty much. Um, and after a rush, I rush again, then I rush again, then I rush again. Well, obviously they're either gonna just DP you at that point or just reversal you. Then it's especially unreactable for you to kind of guess what they're gonna do. But the idea is that for Guile, this setup gives you better Oki because he's right in front of you. And does 1,200. That does 1,400. it knocks them like way farther back. Of course, I have it set on the recovery. Oh, the recovery is random, so you should recover in place now. But yeah, that's just the normal one. Or flash kick does 1,200, and then flash kick, he's at this range, so he's like way further. And that's just why it's important. You want to knock him back, and especially if your character has projectiles. I don't know if you can mimic the distance with a knockdown with any other character, but for Guile at least, I noticed that it's a very strong thing in his toolkit to get the fire knockback, especially if you're low at drive gauge, and just like projectile spam them or like zone them, and just try to like kind of cheap them out, because ultimately that's how you play the character. I'm not going to hold you. Playing any character could come across as boring, but this is to win. You know, you're trying to win. So, yeah, I would say this is a very powerful thing, just in general, just doing a knockdown that takes them, like, really far back. Because you don't always just want to go for, like, oh, rush. Because by the time you know it, you're going to be burnt out, and when you're at burnout, it's like 10 or 15 seconds, I think 20 seconds. So, way too long, or I think 20 seconds, 15 or 20. And so, you definitely don't want that. Okay, the third thing, I didn't list the first two, but yes, this would be the third thing I would highly recommend. And this one's quite simple. Ken, shut the fuck up! Okay, and I have completely muted Kid. That definitely helps for my mental in the video, because Kid does not stop fucking yapping. Uh, just like me. So, the third thing I would highly recommend, and this is very important, is that when they are directly in front of your face like this, they're either gonna go for abundant and then try to do a block string, but I'd say majority of the time they're gonna try to grab. This is up to you to press grab every single time they're within this range from you. And the reason I say this is because when they grab you one time, that could change a huge trajectory of the game pretty much. And I never really realized how important this was until I basically started winning every single game when I implemented this. And I think part of the reason why I started winning every game when I implemented this is pretty much just, you know, you tech a grab, it puts you right back to neutral, you don't take damage, they don't get Oki from their grab or whatever. They get way less stuff from it. And so, when I played my matches, and you know I'm in master rank, however, I've never pressed grab. I'm like, oh, they're just gonna mash a button. No, like, it feels like 9 out of 10 times they either grab or do a button. But also, you have to watch out, because you don't know the mindset of, like, oh, you know, are they gonna shimmy? They can easily do something like that. Let's just say he blocks it, of course. And then just like a backdash. Let's us see. So you know, something like that, right? Something like that, and you just backdash. Then you just get a full punish. You get it. Okay, the
Okay, I was kind of just yapping about a bit of random stuff, not really towards the topic. Um, so I'm recording this in the video now. And basically, I said this was the last thing I was going to cover when the next thing is the last thing. And so I'm basically putting in this voiceover just to kind of clarify and clear things up. It was just a small bit I messed up in the video. But yeah, I'm pretty much just dragging this out until it gets to the point right about now. And yeah.
Is something as simple as this. Now, I'm gonna put the recovery to random, and you're gonna see what I mean by this. We are even going to set Ken to wake up a reversal light punch. And basically, I'm gonna do a knockdown that puts me close to him. It's on block all. Okay. And we're just gonna, like, rush at him and try to do a meaty. So, you saw what just happened there. It was interesting. This is a mistake I've been making. I don't know if you saw it, what just happened. But I messed up the meaty, and he was able to get a standing jab. Now, the reason why this is so important is because not only do you not get the meaty jab, which fucks up your tick throw pressure if you want to go for that pressure, but he gets a counter hit off. And so it's a very interesting thing that I've never called out until I criticize my gameplay, like, okay, this is bad. And I think I implemented this without even seeing a, like, professional player do it. But it's like, okay, if they don't back tech, you still get the meaty. But I would just, like, get a knockdown and rush every single time without thinking. But I'm gonna show you guys something. This is what you're supposed to do, so... Okay, look at that. I dashed forward, and then I rushed, and I got the meaty, okay? So, let's go ahead and set it to recover backward. Okay? I don't think I did it. See, counter hit. So, this is pretty much safe, I guess unless they DP, of course. But this is pretty much safe regardless if they don't recover or do recover. And I guess random is a good example because you get to see both versions. So dash forward, do that, it catches them, counter hit. Dash forward, do that, counter hit, and see he didn't recover backwards. So after a light knockdown, which puts him about at that distance, you want to dash forward like that. For Guile, at least. This might be different for some knockdowns, but I'm speaking for my character. This is very specific to my character, but maybe this will give you a variety of ideas how you could put this into your characters, for instance. Kind of like that perspective, if that makes sense. And even more power to you if you are a Gala player. But this is something I noticed that I never did, and this was why I miss a medium. Which is the most crucial part of your gameplay, just getting a knockdown, getting pressure in the corner. It's absolutely crucial you time your meaties and that you know what you're doing. And so basically every single time they would recover backwards, I'm just like, oh, there's nothing I could do. Which is incorrect. And so we trade it there because I fucked it up. But as you can see, just like, it works, you know, really well. A 4-frame jab doesn't beat it, so it's not like they can mash out of it. The pressure is, like, real, and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make this one the 5th and final step of the video, because this is so universal, and this is the most important thing in Street Fighter. And I'm gonna be honest, I got to Master Rank never from doing a shimmy. You know, can you believe that? I come from fighters. I know a good bit about fighting games. It's just like overhead, low, grab, all that. But I never knew the importance of shimmy in this game. Which is like very, like interesting for me at least. I never knew the importance of this and how this is how you play on a professional level, whether people like it or not. And so, basically, I started implementing this, and it was a huge part of my gameplay. And so, basically, the idea of it is that you just get a jab off, you get a tick throw, maybe you go for, like, 1 or 2 of them so they know, like, oh, okay, he's grabbed me so many times, I'm gonna grab it a 3rd time. You put your mindset inside of their mindset, so you think what they're thinking, like, okay, I'm thinking that they're gonna grab, which is why I backdash, and get a full punish, because this is what you could do. Just something like that, and that was like a meterless 2007, 25% combo, right there. And that's very important as well, having meterless combos as well, because you don't always want to spend meter. But this is a really crucial part about it as well. There's different ways you could tick throw with different characters. If you're gonna, with Guile, if you do crouch jab, you have to backdash and then hit a punish. But if you're gonna do a stand jab, you can just go backwards. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Because if I try to walk backwards by doing a crouch jab, it doesn't work. Because I think the... So you see what that was? The stand jab puts you at a different spacing difference on the ground. See, I didn't press anything there. It's so... Basically, a crouch jab doesn't do that. So if you were to go for a shibby with a stand jab, the timing's fairly simple. Sometimes they even get hit on wake up, but you could still treat that like a tick throw, because it's still up to them to either DP or bash or grab. And here's what I mean by that. In my opinion, this is what I think. Something like that. They're still at hit stun. I think they're like +8, yeah. +8 on advantage, so pretty much just like a drop down kick like that on block. Oh yeah, I said on block, so +36. Oh, it's because he's grabbing, the frame data is changing. Sorry. So he grabs. Then you get a full punish like that. The only reason I would say to maybe switch it up, maybe, is to see if they think you're gonna grab or not. But it's still a jab at the end of the day. They most likely know what you're doing. But yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all for this video. I hope all those things were helpful. What did I cover? The A-tires, but you should always grab with a close range, unless you think, of course, they're gonna shibby. The different knockbacks you could get, the spacing from that, you don't always want to go for a drive rush, you want to conserve as much meter as possible, play the projectile game, down to, of course, down to getting the knockdown, dashing up and then rushing, a very powerful thing. Covers if they backdash or if they don't backdash. All those good things. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it taught you something. I'm gonna head out now, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.